Doom, 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 doom. And we're off. It is a 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet, rating the stream. Shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson, I believe, who set the redirect. I'm live on Facebook, it looks like. And thank you, Anchor Baby. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Nice. And we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, The Hake Report Friday show. It's Fob Friday, so we're maybe going to play some AI Fob Friday music from that Carver made a few weeks ago, a couple weeks at least, from AI Golardo. Not to be confused with AJ Gallardo, whose song I'm going to play for you at the intro here. And you can call in 1-888-775-3773. Live on, already people are connecting. What's up, D-Live crew? And everybody, nice. Let's see if this thing is going. Friday live stream. Yeah, even on BitChute. Although, can you watch on BitChute? It's debatable. They're still getting their stuff together. Their things together. I had teased yesterday and today on the JLP show, about this guy, and Anchor Babe was telling me about him a little bit in the chat, who wore a Protect the Dolls t-shirt. I think my girlfriend, if I had one, would sometimes slips and calls me doll. Is she calling me a transgender? Because that's what they are. It's horrible. Let's see. I need to save this. If I resave this on the set to the items that I want to go to, will that work?
It should.
And then when I open it, it'll be on the things that I want to go to.
It should.
Okay, cool. Nice. I'm asking Anchor Baby. We're talking shop here on the Hake Report. Yeah, protect the dolls. Hey, dolls. I shake my head. First of all, at that kiss up notion. You know, I shake my head at the kiss up, at the thought of kissing up to these people who by and large are not passing. And even if they are passing, it's sort of horrific. You know, it's horrific. But anyway, regardless of whether I'm disgusted at physically disgusted, we're your best friend. The Christians are really your best friends, even though the Christians kind of hate you and you hate them. Because it's not right. You know what I mean? It's not right. And you can criticize the Christians for hating. Of course, that's not right. But the people who are calling you doll and pretending to be show solidarity with you, you're right, it's creepy, age of inversion. Solidarity is a fake friend buzzword. And by fake friend, I'm saying communist. But anyway, guys, we need to get going over here. We can't be dilly-dallying about, because the Hake Report has got to start. We have lines filling up. Shout out to the transgenders. We love them if we love anybody. It's not what you are, and you're definitely not a doll. And you don't want to be a doll. Be a man. Do the right thing. But, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Here, let me do this. Complicated business, folks. Complicated business. Anyway, guys. Let's just get right on. Oh, with the show.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys, this is the AJ Gallardo, Gallardo, not the docs. I guess that's the docs. Original theme song of the Hake Report. And we're gonna get going, because it's Friday.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. Yes, I have my medium t-shirt on. And this is an old version. It's a tri-blend, which I do not offer currently on the Printify store. Next level tri-blend. It actually looks all right. Maybe I should offer it. I think this is tri-blend. It certainly feels like it. It definitely has the heathering, if you look closely, and that means polyester, I think, usually. And that means it's gonna stink pretty quickly. But yeah, maybe I should offer it. If you mosey on over to, I told people to go to the hakereport.com when JLP asked. And so is it obvious that you want to go over to here on the upper left corner? Oh, thanks. And click shop. Is that obvious? I don't know. And when you click shop, it jumps you over to the hake.printify.me. And there's these different things. You know, I made them in, it's Gildan, 100% cotton for the most part. Oh, that's the white version. Let me get the black ink version. 100% cotton and Gildan, heavy cotton actually. Ice gray. This one is not, the one I'm wearing is not any of these colors that's offered. Old gold. I actually had to send 2 of these back when I ordered samples, just a heads up, because you see how Hake is a relatively small logo, like 6 inches or less, in the middle of the t-shirt, toward, up close toward the neck. Well, they printed it like an inch over. So it was literally off center. I'm like, where's your quality control? Printify, hake.printify.me. And so I didn't send it back. I kept it, and now I wear them for like sleeping and walking, jogging, because I don't necessarily care how I look when I'm out and about or asleep. You know what I mean? Lounging. So get yours, and you may have to be your own quality control. What a mess. But they did send a proper one. Maybe I should only make huge logos so it's easier to center, first of all, and if it's slightly off center, it's not that noticeable. Terrible. But anyway, that's just FYI. I'm looking out. I'm warning you about that because I'm looking out for you, because I love you, or at least I hate when they get it wrong. Is it love or hate? My motivation. So let me tell you briefly about this thing, otherwise I'll never get to it. You can super chat via buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report, by the way. Or wherever you like, just go to the hakereport.com. But I had mentioned this, Pedro Pascal, a male actor, and he wore a Protect the Dolls t-shirt for the transgenders. And Commie Nonsense Network truly is communist. nonsense. Where is this? There we are. Pedro Pascal. I feel like I recognize that name, but not because I knew what the actor was. The star of the hit show. Wow, they called him the star. I thought that little girl was supposed to be the star. Sexist. The Last of Us. Because it's this older man, middle-aged, youngish, but sort of middle-aged, grown man. And then this young, like teenage or early 20s or tween, preteen, I don't know what she is, little girl in like this zombie TV show. They're all about the zombies, because that's what they are. Recently wore a t-shirt to the European premiere of some other movie or TV show production that said, "Protect the dolls." The slogan, seen as a show of, there's that communist buzzword, solidarity with what commie nonsense falsely declares are trans women, affectionately known as dolls in the LGBTQ so-called community. I shudder. I shudder. The issue is personal for Pascal. His younger sister, they call this person a sister. Lux is a trans actress and model, so claim they. What a mess, huh? Very fake news. Very fake. And protect them from what? Each other? Themselves? The people whom they, off whom they tick off? They put out? You know, there's a word called put out. I shall be very put out if you fool me into thinking you're a woman when really you're this transgender, quote unquote, woman. And they put somebody gets put out, PO'd, put out, and hits them. And it's not right to hit. It's also not right to fool them. Sometimes there's that outrage. And so what are you protecting them from? Protecting them from the truth? Here's this guy. A grown man, he looks like he's about my age, plus or minus 10 years. Or 15 years, I don't know. Maybe he's exactly my age. Protect the dolls. Very cool style. Very cool style, just simple, nice serif font, all caps, 3 lines, flush left. Kind of cool. But it's not, the message is evil. Protect them from what? I think it's evil. And he's in London, this actor, and he has a younger brother turned so-called sister. What a mess. Shout out. I shake my head. And a lot of the transgenders, I've hung out with some of them. Some of them drive manlier than Hake does. One of them drove me to an event. I think it was a transgender. I think this person was a transgender. He didn't tell me. This person didn't tell me, I mean. What is this? I don't know if I want to show it. Oh, Lord. No. See, okay, so Gladiator 2. Oh, he was in Gladiator 2? Part 2? I haven't watched it. Scene with this person. They dress too revealingly. They get very violent sometimes. They are more Antifa per capita. And Antifa, as you may know, are violent. One Antifa who was allegedly, seemed like it was a transgender, a doll, if you will. Terrible. I disavow. Stabbed a guy, and I think it pierced a little bit of his heart, but I think he survived. A Mexican over here in L.A. There are violent Antifa, angry, vicious, threatening, and people are nasty back to them, of course, or people are nasty to them, and then they lash out very viciously, because that's that anger, man. What a mess. Britain's Supreme Court ruled the legal definition of woman, quote unquote, in equality legislation is determined by biological sex, which excludes so-called transgender, so-called women. What a mess, huh? Some celebrated the ruling, others within Britain's trans community and their allies described it being absolutely devastated by the decision, which will have wide-ranging consequences for how so-called equality laws, equality is evil, are applied in the UK, United Kingdom. So we wish you well, you people who think that you're transgender and you people who think that you're allies with them. We wish you well, but you're misguided. You're all caught up in something that doesn't even matter. Be sensible. Be sensible. He's worn that shirt before, by the way. I've worn t-shirts multiple times. What a mess. And they're calling the person whom they call Pedro Pascal an actor. His what they call sister. It's not right. But they're doing the best they can, which is no good at all. Oh, terrible, huh? Anyway. 1-888-775-3773. Don't want to discuss you too much, but I'll do it anyway. Don't protect the dolls. That kind of protection is not right. Michael in Canada is on the line over here. Michael, thank you for calling and holding. What's up?
Yo, Hake!
Hey.
Hey, man, I'm a dummy, for real. Because all this time that I called you, I said, what's up, Hake? But I'm French, so for me, what's up, it's like saying hi.
That's right. Same for us.
In reality, I'm just asking you how you doing.
Oh, right on. Doing fine. All is well, as some say. Thank you.
So transgenders are dogs now?
Dolls, D-O-L-L-S, kind of like
D-O-L-L. Oh,
yeah.
Wow, what the?
No, they're not dogs. Where are my dogs at? Protect the dogs.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah,
no, they think they're like Barbie. Dogs. They're all, because they get all dolled up.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's not. It's not cute. It's not right.
No, it's not right at all, man.
Yeah, shout out.
They are from their father, the devil.
Yep.
I mean, just like the women. But, can't blame them. We let them do whatever they want. So
nice. For sure.
Hey, man. Socialism is the worst kind of way to live. You know why?
Yeah. No, why? Tell me.
Tell me first.
Oh, it's the worst way to live because it's all the mama spirit. It's self-destruction. It's enabling you to live in misery and weakness and being lame. Not excellent. That's what I say.
Yep. You got it. You got it.
What do you say?
It's like I say the same thing because what I want to talk about is exactly what is happening. So socialism is like the little brother of communism because when you get socialism, communism is coming. And right now in Canada, there's a study made by Policy Horizon Canada, and they predict what's going to be in 2040 for Canadians.
Okay.
And they talk about social mobility. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, your ability to go up or down, but usually up in the world, move up in the world through making money, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Meaning if you live like in a place in America, United States,
yeah,
you can work hard and buy whatever you want, a house, a car, have a family, And if you're from the ghettos or whatever, you can go to the top by working your way up. But in Canada right now, what they are predicted, by 2040, social mobility will be nearly unheard of. That meaning that if you are working at the whatever we say shop in Canada, a shop is a manufacturer. Little enterprise like the one I work for got decent salary and everything's fine, but when you get too much taxes to pay, the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. So it's happening right now. They talk about wealth inequality is rising because already the children are poorer than their parents. So people, to be able to buy a home, let's say, they need to wait until their mother dies to get their home, because there's no way you can buy a home here in Canada if you get just a normal person working a 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. In Quebec, it's not that much because you got some places in the countryside that you can get places for cheaper. But maybe we talk about Montreal or Toronto. The basic home in Toronto, it's $700,000, so nearly $1 million. And nobody can afford that.
Yeah.
So what's happening right now is that people cannot work their way up, so they're going to blame someone. They're going to blame the rich people. And they want to be like the rich, so communism is coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's something that it scares me a lot, man. Not to lie. We're gonna be a third world country if we continue keeping this way, man.
What's interesting is the policies that they support, the socialism that they support, is what made the houses go up.
Exactly. That's why I said that socialism is the little brother of communism.
Yeah.
Because you can, it's good to be socialist if you're like Hitler. That means no immigration. We got to be nationalists, be a strong people, you know.
Oh, where it's not diverse and you're not allowed to be a bum, lame-o, mooching.
Exactly. Because
is that how it was in Germany with the nationalist socialism like that?
With the propaganda they were doing, a lot of young men were truly proud of their country. Not saying that Nazi is a good thing. It's a fact.
Right.
A lot of people right there were proud to be German, and they were doing everything for their country.
Yeah.
Which is not happening right here in Canada. Nobody cares about Canada right now.
They care about themselves.
If it wasn't for Trump.
Say again?
If it wasn't for Trump, nobody cares about Canada. I mean, I'm not a Canadian. I'm French-Canadian. I'm Quebecois.
Right.
I don't even care about Canada.
That's funny.
So that's the mentality of everybody in each province in Canada.
Wow. Interesting. That's cool. I kind of like that.
Now it's not.
No, it's not cool. But the states in America, the states used to matter more than America. I mean, the states used to matter much more, and then the country also mattered, but the states were much more like a state, meaning a country unto itself that had much more independence.
In a way, you don't want to centralize everything.
That's right.
It's become way too harder to organize things. It's exactly what is happening right now in Canada.
Yeah. Meaning
that the federal government controls everything, and nobody has to say so on anything. And it becomes so hard to construct a house or anything, really, because you got to sign papers and do some kind of things or rules that you got to pay. Over here in Quebec, we got a welcome tax. So if you buy a new house, you got to pay a certain amount of the total amount of the house on taxes right away.
Wow. What a mess.
So it's a real mess.
In other words, you don't even own your own house.
You don't own anything over here.
What a mess. That's evil.
But it's socialism.
Yeah.
And when it's not well run and there's a lot of corruption, because it's not even your money, man. And there's like 200,000 people working for the government right now. And those people are paid like maybe 100,000 a year. They don't do nothing. All they do, they get houses because of the government, because they got a lot of advantages for working to them. They got dental care, they got blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
And they don't want to lose their job. So if someone like me, become a politician and say we got to cut everything, because the only way we're going to survive in Canada right now is to cut everything.
Cut everything?
No social security,
Wow.
no more health care. You got to pay your own insurance. If you want to be a bum, you're going to die in the streets.
Yeah. Wow. I saw this thing. You mentioned how Canadians don't even really care about Canada, but they only care about it because of Trump going like, oh, we're going to own Canada now. He said the biggest thing in Canada, is we have friends all over the world, he thinks. And this is a Canadian farmer, Peter Hamilton, some guy, I guess. How many friends does America have right now, he asks, around the world. I think that whether they're friends or not, they respect us, and they don't respect Canada. They pretend to be friends with Canada, but they don't. What respect does Canada really have?
We are so phony over here.
Yeah.
Look at Justin Trudeau, man. I mean, we elect this guy, man.
Yeah.
He go at places, he dress phony, And look at the 4 phony we got right now. I know you don't follow debates, Canadian debate, but there are 4 truly phony politicians. Nothing is going to change.
Running for prime minister or what?
Even Pierre Poilievre, he's a phony, He talks about what we need right now in Canada. It's no immigration at all.
Uh-huh.
It needs to be over right now. And stop paying people to be bums, man. Here in Quebec, it's awful. It's generation after generation paid by the government to do nothing.
Wow.
Because we don't want them on the workplace. They are too hard to control. Hey, man, now we got Africans, Mexicans. They don't even talk our language. They don't even care.
Wow.
So what's the, And now they are replacing us.
Yeah, true. That's interesting. This guy, it's so funny to me that Trump talks about annexing Canada, and I don't know how serious Trump is. To me, it's just a big joke. It's funny. I love it because he's thinking outside the box, and he may be saying it because he's serious. I don't know, but I don't think of it as a serious thing. But these people take such offense to it. And he says, he believes the upcoming national election in Canada is a key step for the country to reassert their independence. That indicates fear. That indicates that they think that this could really happen. And I'm over here thinking, this was never going to happen. I just think it's funny. It's fun. But they are hating Trump and they're hating America because they're fearful, hateful, weak people, apparently. And they have no confidence in their country's actual strength. If their country was actually strong, they would laugh it off and not be offended. But they know their country's weak, and they're offended about it. Nothing worse than an angry nerd, huh? Shout out.
Not only, man, because, the Liberals have been in office since 2015, and they're really messed up, and now they got to have a reason to be re-elect again. So the strategy right now is to put everything on Trump and say that Mark Carney, the phony in chief himself, gonna be able, because he's a businessman, he know how to run money, gonna be able to deal with Trump, which is totally, This guy can't even speak French. You know, they got to do debate in French. It was awful, man. The man was awful. You know, he cannot express himself. I mean, I don't blame him because he's an Englishman, but man, you know, you have to him right now. It's like he got to do it because he don't want to be prime minister. He laughed at it. He's him it's a.
Which guy are you referring to now? I got lost. Mark Carney?
Mark Carney.
Who's the guy who's currently so-called prime minister?
Yeah, but you know, to him, it's like he said every time he's here because there's a crisis.
Wow.
If there wasn't a crisis, I will not be here.
Wow.
So they all the campaign is around Trump. Even Pierre Poilievre, he want to go on war and tariff with Trump. Trump have saved us. Trump didn't put the tariff on us because we know if you do that, man, we all gonna die of starvation over here.
That's funny, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's all around what I'm talking about. Social mobility, man. Right now, it's over, man. For us, if we don't do something, we're gonna be the next Mexico. And that's going to be a big problem for the U.S. because there are going to be a problem on immigration on the two sides of the border. Because people like me, I mean, I want to say that I'm going to jump the border, but, you know, I don't want to live like that.
Yeah,
you know,
understandable.
I don't even want to file my tax because I don't want to contribute to things like that. I'm not this kind of person.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they call me, the tax people, I want to say to them, come at my house, we're going to have a boxing match. If you win, I'll pay.
I disavow, man.
Anybody.
pay your taxes if you don't want to go to jail, man. That's fun. I understand your sentiment.
No jail in Canada for that, man.
Wow. I know, but you're a white French. You can't get away with that.
Nope. But man, it breaks my heart, man, to pay for that. I already pay all week, man. Every week I pay, man. Every week.
Wow.
Over $200 of my pay.
Right.
Straight off my pay, man. You know, it's horrible. Anyway.
Yeah, I understand.
So never be socialist, Americans, because people are greedy and. When it's not your money, you can do everything you want with it. You're gonna screw it up, man. You're gonna do it for your own benefits, and you know nobody loves the country over here. No politician got real love for the country. They got only love for their pocket, man.
I believe that's true, man.
And now there's gonna be only two social status: poor or rich. And you know, I'm truly from the poor side. You know, I live with a single mom on welfare, and if I would, I could. You know, but right now, maybe my children, if I don't, you know, they're gonna be just like me. They cannot go up, man, and that's awful, man.
Well, don't worry about it. Just keep your nose to the grindstone, as they say, which is to say, just keep working, save your money, and if you find a way to invest, could be a good thing to do as well. Yeah. Maybe even build your own business.
Yeah, thank God to be a hard-working man.
Yeah.
You know, I work 7 days a week. It doesn't bother me at all, man.
That's cool.
And I thank God for that, man.
Yeah.
So never be socialist, American.
Too late. But thank you, man.
Yeah. In California, especially.
Of course. Yeah.
But, you know, like you say, we got to keep our heads up. So thank you, Hake, and have a nice day, man.
You too, Michael. Thanks. Take care. Bye. Michael in Canada. And Ryan in Illinois is on the line over here. Ryan, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on, Hake?
Not much. You're getting a lot of racket, but hopefully that's solved. Go ahead.
No, right now. That's where all the racket coming from.
What's the racket coming from?
I said I'm at work. That's where all the racket coming from. Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you better. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I called last week, man. Hey, I thought about it. We don't want that 304 Katy Perry, man. Y'all can have her back, bro.
Okay, well,
we
thank
don't
you.
want her.
No, yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think she's a married woman now. She's not that.
She probably still 304 on the side. Because, I mean, let me ask you a question.
That's gossip.
Why would y'all white folks go through all this to fake a space trip? Like, why? What's the whole point? What's wrong with y'all whites, man?
Well, the whites are competing with one another. The Jeff Bezos white is competing with the Elon Musk white, and the Elon Musk white is clowning the Boeing whites, and so they
So
just
y'all up here just lying to the world, just acting like y'all making history.
I think it was
just for
real.
competition.
I think it was real.
You think you for real? Come on, man.
You're talking about those women in space, right? Katy Perry and the black gal and the Asian gal.
Yeah, them women didn't go to space.
Yeah.
Did you not see that lady open the door from the inside and then they close it and then Jeff Bezos acting like he opened it back up? Come on, man. Let's be real.
What's wrong with that?
That wasn't real. That's not even possible. They all would have been dead if that was true.
I don't think so. I think it was okay because they were already on the ground when they opened the door, right?
Nah, come on, man. Look at all the history. When you go to space, it take about 2 to 3, 4 men to get that door open because of the pressure. And if it don't go correctly, everybody dead. So come on, man. Let's really be real. Y'all whites is tweaking. Y'all whites is trying to make us believe everything y'all say and do. Look, again.
I had no part in that thing. I don't really have a big opinion on it, but I think it was real. I don't think that you should necessarily come to the conclusion that it was fake just because of whatever.
I know you're going to ride out with your whites. But look, let me
That's
tell
not what
you
it's
this.
about. Go ahead.
I'm just messing with you. Hey, but no, you remember what I told you last week about that Austin boy? Remember I told you he would still be alive had he not took it upon himself to go play hero over a little tent that he didn't even buy. I said that before it all came out, right? And then I asked you the question. I said, would he be alive had he went and told a teacher to, hey, man, have that little boy removed from our tent? Don't you think he'd be alive right now?
Of course he. I think of course he would. Yeah, unless that young black guy found him later in the street and they got tough with each other.
Come on, man, stop swearing.
But for real,
in other words,
do you think that the black guy was right to stab him in the heart?
Let me tell you this. I'm just so simple. I don't think that he should have stabbed him, because, I mean, I wouldn't have stabbed him because I got hands. I would have whooped on him real quick. You feel me? But that's me.
But would you whoop on it? Would you whoop on him? Why would you whoop on him?
Because clearly, I think the Austin kid put hands on that man. And in this world we live in today, I think people got to stop underestimating what everybody else see to be what protecting themselves may be. I agree. You step on my shoe, I may shoot you.
Right.
You step on somebody else's shoe, they might just be like, hey, bro, say excuse me. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can stop underestimating people. It's what we should be doing, man.
That's a good word. It's because it's an angry world, that's for sure.
Yeah, I feel bad I feel bad for the kid and his parents and all that. But look, I think the boy really was scared and he defended himself. You know what I'm saying? And look,
I don't think so.
Self-defense, man. Let that boy go do a couple years in jail for bringing a knife to school. That's it. But as far as murder or life in prison, stop it, man. That white boy should never went over there and tried to play tent hero.
I don't think that he shouldn't have. I think that he should have been wiser in how he went about it, because that's what a leader doesn't. Isn't that what a leader does?
Nah, come on, man.
Let's say if you were
are smart. Leaders are smart.
I agree. Hey. I agree, but let's say you are in high school and you're in a track meet, and this outsider.
I used to run track.
Yeah, and this outsider comes in to your under your tent, I guess because it's raining or whatever, and you wouldn't you, as a leader, you're a natural leader. You sound like you are not a shy person. As a natural leader, wouldn't you be like, hey, get out of here? And you might even physically remove him.
you know what I would have did? I'd have been like, hey, bro, what's good? You need something? You know what I mean? I would have see what was going on. You know what I mean? I ain't going to just automatically be like, hey, get the hell out of my tent.
Well, how do you know that it went down like that? How do you know that it went down like that?
Come on, man. Let's be real. However else it went down.
Because it might have escalated. A guy who stabs a person in the heart might be the same type of a guy who has an attitude
like I said,
when somebody tries to be nice to him.
I hear what you're saying, but
yeah,
the boy shouldn't have went to go play tent hero. Now he in the ground.
No, I agree. You gotta warn the people, because you can get victimized quite easily, and you don't want to be a statistic or a story.
That's a fact.
You'd rather be alive. I am for that 100%.
Enough with that, but I just wanted to make that clear again. It wasn't about race. It's just, you know, emotions in a bad situation.
Yeah, but isn't it all too common for blacks to overreact like that? You're used to blacks.
Nah.
You know black people. You know black people.
We all don't overreact. Some of us do, but we all don't.
That's what I mean. That's why, isn't it all too common for blacks to overreact like that?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, all right.
Thank you.
Let me get off that.
Okay.
Hey, I just got to say, I love how your caller yesterday made Mark look like a little schoolgirl.
What do you mean? You mean 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago, whatever day ago that was.
You're talking about with Krishan the Don?
Man, yeah, he had that boy looking like a little schoolgirl, man.
Wow.
He thought he was right. He thought he was right, and then Mark was like, okay, you're right. He didn't want to admit that.
But
he was wrong.
That was just a technicality. He got Mark on a technicality, and whereas Mark I think they came to a draw. They both had good points.
He made that boy look like a little schoolgirl.
You
Mark
can think that.
Pull his panties back up.
No,
panties back up.
Mark had a good point. Mark had a fair point.
Yeah, I know you. Hey, I know inside your heart you got a little bit of the racist in you.
That's right.
But I still like you though.
Thank you.
I still like you though. But it's okay to be racist because we all got some of it. But you know what I mean?
Right.
I love all the people, the whites, the Asians, the Mexicans, the blacks, the Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? And once you start having sex hate, you'll love everybody too.
How about the Jews?
You know what I'm saying? Do I love the Jews?
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever slept with a Jew girl before, but maybe.
But sleeping with girls doesn't make you love the people, the world?
I don't got no problem with Jews. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you one thing.
I had some Jew friends so I can borrow some money. Shit.
Lust isn't love, man.
Lust ain't love, but I'm telling you, once you get a little bit of taste of the lust, you'll learn to love a little bit better, though. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know if I want that type of love.
And look.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is what I want you to do. Look, I promise you, if I'm lying, I'm dying. When you have sex with your first black woman,
I'm not going to do that, man. Don't talk like that.
You are. Hey, stop playing. You know you love the blacks.
I do, but some of them are very attractive, beautiful, but I'm not into them like that. People just think that because I'm complimenting women all the time. But I compliment all women.
So what you think, you're going to marry a white?
I don't know. Yeah, hopefully a white, because I feel like it would be embarrassing to go interracial.
That would be crazy if you brought home an interracial, like a black girl, and just to be like, what's up with the white babies? You ain't even having home,
terrible.
Man.
So hopefully I can control myself better than that.
Yeah.
And no shame upon the black women, but let's not pretend that this marriage and fallen in love is about spirituality.
I'm married to a white, so it's really not about color. I'm married to a white, you know what I mean? And we got babies, and they mixed and shit. But, you know, it's really not as bad as you think it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that I think it's bad. I think that it's a result of a misguided pushing of this diversity stuff. And when you grow up around these different people, and
so you think I'm misguided because I married a white?
No, I'm talking about maybe, I don't know. But the point is, pushing the integration thing, that was misguided, and pushing diversity, that's misguided. And they're pushing. I mean, you'll notice every commercial has interracial couples.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
That seems misguided.
I'm with you on the like letting the illegals come over here and replace the American people. I'm not for that.
Yeah.
But as far as us Americans who are already here, we gotta deal with each other, black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican,
That's true.
whatever the hell color you is.
Yeah.
But stop letting the ones that don't belong over here come over here. That's wrong. It's messing up our money. Our system fucked up. Our taxes is fucked up. We all stressing out because everybody think they gonna get killed by illegal. Look, man, we need to get them to get somebody in office who gonna do what the American people won't do. I thought it was Trump, but I'm starting to think it ain't. So I don't know what's gonna happen to the world. Right now, we just gonna have to deal with it and just love each other. You know what I mean? Americans love each other. Stop pushing this racial shit. It's not about
keep
that.
it clean, man.
Hey,
You keep.
I'm sorry, kids.
You're speaking
I'm sorry,
your second.
kids.
He's speaking his second language.
Yeah,
Ryan,
you know, it's just natural.
what's wrong with Trump, in your opinion? What's he doing wrong? What's he missing?
Trump, I don't think he's getting it. I think he understands what the people want, but he's not doing it, man. Like, he's doing weird shit that don't make no sense. Like,
You
we
just
don't
cussed
care
the
about,
third time, man.
I mean, my bad. He's
Yeah.
doing weird stuff like trying to do DEI and all that, take away the history. Man, come on, man. We don't care about none of that. Can we get some money in our pockets? Can we get this economy back rolling? Can we get the American people some help? Like, how do foreigners come over here and get all this money, get all this free food, all this, and then we live here our whole life and we can't get nothing? Like, I don't understand, Trump. Like, what are you doing? Help the American people. Like, what? Come on now. We voted for you.
I personally
then,
think that him getting rid of a lot of this DEI stuff and defunding a lot of these different things, I think it will end up helping the country because he's shrinking the government by doing
but
that.
we need something now. Hey, we need something now, man.
I agree.
We've been struggling for too long as American people.
Have you
and
been
we've
struggling
trying to-
though? Come on. You're
I mean,
doing
I
this
got a
fine.
job.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a job, and I'm taking care of myself. But
That's
hey,
right.
I need some help, man. I need some help. Food,
Whatever.
But guess what? If
We'll
I go
see
to
how
the
Trump
leak
does.
office-
I think that he'll
Look,
get the economy
if
going.
I go to the link office, they're going to tell me that I don't qualify because I got a job. But if I quit my job, they're going to say I still don't qualify because I'm a black man. Like, what I got to be, gay or something? Like, come on now.
Yeah, maybe you should be a doll. I'm kidding.
I don't want to be no doll.
I agree.
'Cause
Yeah, don't do that.
I like Katy Perry.
You're a family man, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just saying.
Well, I wish you well, Ryan. Appreciate it. Call me again. Have a good weekend.
You have a good one, Hake.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Woo. And Jaime in Minnesota. I almost said New Mexico. What's up, Jaime? Thanks for calling.
Hey, how's it going, Hake?
It's going well. Thank you.
Hey, I liked what the Canadian guy said about the tax people coming to collect their taxes. Take it on the street. I'm going to call
We're getting in a fight.
What is his name, Michael?
Yeah, Michael.
The Canadian carnacedor. You know what that is, right? The Canadian butcher.
Wow. Nice.
Let God decide how much taxes you owe.
I disavow, but
Very
that's
nice.
funny. Go ahead.
Hey, but I wanted to talk to you about this high T, low T thing and the persuadability of the men. The
Okay.
males.
Yeah.
That's the problem that you got in the world is the reason why especially your liberals are so persuadable is because they ate the soy burgers. You know what I'm saying?
You
The
think
reason
soy
why
makes... I don't think soy is that bad.
It's partly. I just say it's not in jest. It's true, but it's only a part of it. If I could tell you all of the reasons why males have low T, it'd take too much of your show. But anyways, the blacks, it happened to them too. They got, remember Ferguson?
Missouri?
What is it?
With the riots? Black Lives Matter?
No, not Ferguson. The lead.
Oh, the lead
The
paint in...
The lead water.
Oh,
In the water.
yeah, Flint, Michigan.
Flint, yeah. It's that poison that they destroyed the men and women with.
So there
but
was
it's
lead in the
pollution.
water? Or it was just...
Yeah,
I know it was
the water
polluted.
was polluted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was lead in it. But anyways, so the aggressiveness of the men and the women, especially in the blacks, is not high T. It's high cortisone.
Oh.
You get cortisone from stress, everyday stress, whether it's perceived stress or real stress.
I think that
cortisone.
stress is from not getting enough sleep, not getting enough sunshine, and maybe not enough exercise. Because think about it, you're stressing your body by not sleeping enough.
Is there a lot of
And then
sunshine
like
in
Joel
California?
Friday, I literally believe this. Joel Friday has talked about, not taking these Band-Aids like caffeine, energy drinks and stuff like that. He's pointed it out to me for years. Well, do I listen? That's a different question. But you take caffeine because you're not sleeping enough, and then you just enable yourself to continue living wrong, stressing your body. So it's not stress in terms of, oh my gosh, I'm worrying, which is not good for you to worry, of course.
Yeah.
But stress in terms of you stress your body because you react poorly to the stress.
Yeah. That's something to think about.
Yeah.
But really what I was talking about wasn't the individual stress like a guy like me and you,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the men or the males who are like that old boy that killed that other old boy,
In high
stabbing him in
school.
the heart.
Oh, yeah, because
Talking about that.
maybe he was stressed, and he reacted to that stress poorly.
Not maybe.
You stressing my
Absolutely.
nerves. I
give
shouldn't do
you-
that gesture, I guess.
I give you 10-1 odds that he had high cortisol. Like many
Cortisol.
blacks do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because
And he doesn't have.
you've heard me speculating that they have high T, and that causes the problem.
That's wrong.
It's wrong, huh?
If they had high T, they wouldn't be so persuadable.
Okay.
Testosterones, they make males less persuadable.
Okay.
Males default to their own beliefs.
Okay.
So if somebody tried to say, like Pedro Pascal tries to tell me, hey, save my dolls, I would say, no, man, I ain't doing that. Give me a reason. And then I'd look at it and I'd say, no, I don't believe in that. But
Right.
a guy like with the lower T, like, I don't know, Hake maybe might say, well, that's a cool shirt and everything. Tell me more.
Right.
So you got to have high T.
Yeah.
Have you checked your T levels?
No. I
You
know,
got to check them, man.
but I don't have to check them if I just start to get enough sleep and sunshine and exercise, vigorous exercise, and the right food. I think my T will naturally go back up to where it's supposed
Well,
to
you
be.
don't know what it is at, though.
But I don't have to
See,
know.
what gets measured gets improved. You just said that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Ask the Pope. But anyways,
The Pope is.
about the
I can't ask the Pope until I get to heaven with him, if he's in heaven,
Yeah.
and if I go, and if we get to
But,
ask questions like that.
well, I'm talking about ask Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Pope of the Iron Mecca.
Nice. But he seems
But
low
anyways,
T too.
Yep. So yeah, he's one of them narcissists. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a lame-o liberal.
he has high T. But he's found his little rung where he can make his money.
He should be loving Trump. Instead, he's hating him. Seems like to me.
Right.
Looks like.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, right on. I that's a fair suggestion. It's just that I don't.
Cortisol.
But I already know that T suffers from not sleeping enough and stuff like that.
Yeah, it does.
And cortisol, stress hormone. You're saying.
Cortisol, yeah, is what is affecting the blacks and now the whites especially.
Mm.
It's been the low T that's affected the whites so much. That's why you see them not sticking up for themselves.
Yeah.
Is because they're persuadable. Because the plastics and the not detoxing themselves correctly. They don't know how their bodies work. You
But-
white people don't know how your bodies work.
True.
And you don't know how to take care of them. And so if you wake up without a backache, you think you're fine, and you're not. And
Yeah.
until you figure it out, all the spiritual stuff isn't going to do you no good, not a lick of good. Because God would tell you to start looking at yourself.
I think
your
that
body, your temple.
I think the spiritual stuff does way more good because it changes.
Well, yeah,
The spiritual stuff is what allows you to have the patience and endurance to change your habits and the calmness and
yeah,
wherewithal.
but if you're not changing your habit and you're not looking at your T level, is your spiritual side even working?
You don't need to look at
Or
your
are you
T
just
level.
saying? Or are you just saying it's working?
Well, sounds like you're saying that is it working for you?
Yeah, oh yeah. I can feel it.
But you're just saying that.
Well, I got the numbers too.
Feelings and numbers don't mean anything.
No, they don't, do they?
Yeah.
What means it?
God.
God is truth, right?
Yeah.
So what is truth? Truth is numbers and feelings and anecdotal evidence.
Anecdotes are reality. I'm with you on that one. Thank you, Jaime.
So, get your T levels checked and let us all know what you got.
No
cooking in
way.
there.
I'm not going to dox my
Yeah.
T levels. I'll get
Oh,
clowned
yeah.
off. No matter what I say,
you
I'm going to get clowned.
If you don't, we're just going to have to start guessing.
Yeah.
Start making conspiracy theories. That's how.
That's right.
See, if you start hiding this information, conspiracy theories grow.
Right.
So it's better to just be straightforward, Hake.
But it's not your guys' business what my T
Oh, yeah,
level
it
or
is.
cortisol levels are. You notice I have
anyway.
high T because I'm not easily convinced by you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
right.
Have a good one.
You too, man. Appreciate you. Jaime in Minnesota. Derek, the producer, says, Jaime sounds like a third eye opened dad. Nice. A few super chats before I get back to the calls because I saw a few did come in over here over on buymeacoffee.com. / the Hake Report. Quite a few over here. Camilla, or I think that's how you pronounce it, says, thank you so much for Tula's cameo. Oh, nice. It was so sweet. I saved it for her birthday today, and it was really nice. By the way, she's homeschooled too. I was homeschooled, and Tula's homeschooled. Very nice, Camilla. Right on. Thank you for your 5 coffees. Yeah. I remember being 7. I vaguely remember turning 8. I was homeschooled in 3rd grade. Shout out to the teacher against whom my parents discriminated. The idea was, oh, my dad's working a lot and seeing the other siblings, but not the younger siblings, and so they kept 2 of us home that year. 3rd grade, and then again in 6th grade. Shout out. Right on. Thank you, Camilla. And Popcorn with a coffee. Couple quick points I was hoping you could address. You recently read Trump's Truth Social post about the man supposedly mistakenly sent to an El Salvadorian jail. Yeah, see, he put Dorian, and the media, mainstream media, and that's how I always pronounced it, because of El Salvadorian, a guy from El Salvador whom I know, a man, called himself that, but they call it Salvadoran. But whatever, jail due to an administrative error, according to the administration, according to the mainstream media. In the post, Trump mentioned the man beat up his wife, to which you scoffed, indeed. Was that because you don't know whether or not he beat up his wife? Or if he did, were you suggesting it may have been justified? Would Trump lie about that? Is there a time that either spouse should beat the other? Just hoping you could clear that up. Is Trump part of the attack on men? Yeah, I scoffed at that because there is a women's victimhood thing, and they pretend like they're standing up for the women. They being the media, that kiss-up culture. And Trump is appealing to that because all these people are... Trump knows that a whole lot of people don't like, you should never hit a woman, you know? But we don't know what the wife did. Did the wife beat him up too? And then he was just arrested and charged or whatever with beating her? And she wasn't charged? Did she get away with something? I don't know. We don't know the whole story. With domestic violence, the domestic violence narrative is largely an attack on men. And yeah, he's probably a beta, but it takes 2 to tango. And I notice that the women don't acknowledge any of the evil that they do. And it's like they forget how evil that they are and have been. They just... But I think that they know that they are evil. And so I scoff at it because I don't know. But no, Trump is not part of the attack on men. You could accuse him of being part of the attack on men, but you will notice Trump stood with Mike Tyson, who was allegedly falsely accused and falsely convicted, allegedly, I am alleging it, of rape. And he served time, railroaded, Trump called it. And Trump knows that this Me Too mess is a mess. And so, no, I don't think Trump lied about it, obviously. That's in the police records, or whatever records, that this guy had some domestic violence calls in years past with this woman who is supposedly his wife, who's pretending to fall all over herself. They're probably kind of more at peace being apart, honestly. So no, Trump is not part of the attack on men. And I do think if he hit his wife, he may have been wrong for that. He may have overreacted just as, maybe not as badly, as the Karmelo Anthony with a K, seems to have overreacted, grossly overreacted to the beautiful soul Austin Metcalf, who may not have been that beautiful of a soul, but he was a young white man trying to be a man. And Karmelo trying to be a man in the wrong way, maybe. And so maybe the husband overreacted to the wife being evil. Don't know. I was definitely not suggesting it may have been justified. I just said we don't know the whole story. So I scoff at those things because those things are always generally one-sided. Lastly, it says, Popcorn, I mentioned to you that Trump said U.S. banks aren't allowed to do business in Canada. You said you have no idea whether that was true or false, but you immediately found the Truth Social post, liked it, and retruthed it. This is why people talk about echo chambers and just blindly repeating and amplifying things that he says. You did sort of prove that is true. That's right. I reposted stuff that he said, not because of that thing, but because of other stuff that he was saying. I don't even remember this thing. But everything that I retruth is not the whole truth. I don't know. And everything that I say I commonly say on my show, you don't know that it's true or not. And everything that you believe to be true is not true. So, FYI. And the Hake report is hardly an echo chamber. Anyway, Chris bought a coffee. Hake, if Austin Metcalf went and got a teacher, there would have been a dead teacher, says Chris. So claims Chris. Young black men are emotional, have no control. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. You never know. They have been, I remember being a little kid, 5 years old or so, and then there's this 5-year-old kid who stabbed his kindergarten teacher. And that was in the 80s. So it has happened, but I don't know if that would have happened, Chris. But he would have definitely been a tattletale and not a man. Teacher, this guy. Teacher. Coach, this guy's in the little thing. Would have been clowned and laughed at, but at least he'd be alive, I suppose. Hake, do not go black. You'll never go back. I can see it now. Hake with a do-rag. Is that how you spell it? I thought it was D-O. But anyway, or you? I don't know. Air Force Ones and no belt. Jesse would have to fire you and you'd never be on time. Laughing face with tears coming out sideways. Thank you, Chris. Red alert. Red alert. Thank you. I got to get back to the calls. I'll read the rest of your super chats in a bit, fellas and ladies. And yes, shout out to, what's that gal's name? Real quick. Shout out to Tula. Cute. Nice. It's sort of a compliment when the kids appreciate you. Sort of. Sort of. I know there was stuff that I really liked, and then when I grew up, I'm like, why did I like that? That wasn't as cool as I thought. Terrible. Hayden in Texas is on the line over here. Hayden, thank you for waiting. What's up?
Hey, happy Friday, Hake. How you doing?
Thank you. Doing fine.
Good. I wanted to start off. I wanted to ask you a question, and I got two pieces of news to read off to you. If you haven't mentioned it already,
Cool.
I would love to, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Cool. So yesterday, you and Mark's call was awesome, and he brought up that Trump probably is going to be our last hope. To get America back on track. When he said that, you didn't really react to it that much. I guess it just went past your head or whatever. Would you agree with that Trump probably is our last hope?
Maybe I can't say. I think he is what we have right now. And so in that sense, he is our last hope for right now. But I have no idea. It seems like the country is gone with or without Trump. Trump can definitely turn some things around for some people, and some people will wake up and really appreciate him and America and act right. But I have sort of a doomer black pill. Country's gone, country's over. But I really appreciate and admire Trump's can-do, hopeful attitude, and that's great. And I thought that it was over during Obama. I never dreamed someone like Trump would be a real guy, not a phony politician. I thought phony politicians were all we could get. Now, and because of that reason, and also because I just don't know the future, I can't say that he's our last hope. People were saying that about Ronald Reagan, I think. Ronald Reagan said something about our last best hope. Maybe America is the last best hope. I don't know. But I can't say that Trump is, because Trump is just all we see right now in terms of a hopeful figure for America doing right. But we don't know what's coming. We definitely don't know what's coming. But I tend to think the opposite, that yeah, Trump is going to improve a lot, and he may even really accomplish some major things that would be mind-blowing even for me. Like people say, oh, he's going to get rid of the IRS and eliminate, income taxes and things like that. That would be mind-blowing. Right. The things that he can accomplish are awesome. And so I appreciate that about him. But I don't know. I do definitely appreciate his sentiment. And as far as I can see, Mark is right that Trump is our last hope. But I just can't see very far.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. I would say he probably is. Maybe I'm on the fence about it because like you just said, we can't see the future. In 2028 we could win again. We could very much win again.
Right. But, it's kind of like Reagan won, and then what did we get after that? Bush, the daddy. And Bush, the daddy, was not great. So it could be like, Trump wins, yeah! And then, because I heard Reagan was pretty great. Some people say not, including Mark. But people are like, yeah, Trump. And then somebody who's like a Trump ally, but ends up falling flat. But hey, I don't want to underestimate people's ability to grow and change, even though most of us don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know if you heard this or not. Let me pull it up a little. These are two quick pieces of news. I don't know if you've covered or not. Yesterday, this came out, ABC News. Judge blocked Trump administration from requiring proof of citizenship to register to vote. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I read that in Hake News on JLP earlier today, that these judges are doing all kinds of evil things, and including what you just said. You can't make citizens prove their people prove their citizenship so that they can vote, because that's not the president's job. That's Congress and whatever else. Give me a break.
That is pure evil.
Yeah, these liberal, lame-o, intellectual haters of America judges, so-called judges.
Now you know that Trump and Homan are both acknowledging what they're trying to do. They're trying to, stand behind not Trump and Homan, but the Democrats are trying to stand by this whole due process scam. And if we stand by that, I mean, like Trump said, it's going to take like 300-some years to get all these illegals out.
Right. It's so ridiculous. No, they came out here not by due process, so they get out of here by that whatever level of process they entered. It should be just a touch more. We know they're illegal. Okay, you're gone.
Yeah.
Boom.
Get them out of here.
Yeah.
They're trying to stay here.
And if they know that that's and those illegals, if they know that that's coming, then they will know. Okay, I don't want to get deported to this area, so either I'm going to self-deport and get myself out, or I'm going to tell them, hey, please send me over here, not here, if they know that they're in danger or something, because it's not the American government's job to look out for the welfare of illegal aliens. It's the illegal aliens' job. It's not the government's job to look out for the welfare of anybody. It's the people's job to look out for themselves, because the government's going to do you wrong every time.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right. Trump and Homan are both acknowledging that the reason why the Democrats are trying to keep these invaders here is because they want to use them for votes. That's it. They want to keep them here till 2026 and then 28, so they can try their best to win the midterms and also win the election in 28. That's their plan.
Yeah. Wow.
It's sick. And also, I wanted to save the best for last. Did you see the Trump released Trump 2028 merch on his website?
No. Nice.
He did. I told you, Hake.
I feel like that's trolling, but he's not against. He says that there's a way. That's so cool. Trump 2028, baby. That's funny.
Trump 2028 hats, and then a shirt that says "Rewrite the Rules."
Nice.
And his son Eric is he's a model for it on his website. I'm telling you, if he wins, then we will have. I mean, there's a strong chance we're going to get our country back if he wins again in 2028. That would just be incredible.
That's funny. Nice. Right on.
I'm looking for it.
Appreciate you.
Do you?
Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing, if I could.
Yeah.
Have you seen this all this stuff about AOC? Do you think she'll be the leading Democratic candidate?
No, but I would be a little bit surprised if she were.
Everyone's saying she is.
Yeah, I mean she's popular, she's pretty, and she's a shameless, sassy person. I don't see her as a leader really at this time, but she's trying to play like it. Usually, it's not somebody whom we think though, who ends up being the candidate. So that's partly why I don't think it'll be her.
I hope it is her.
That would be funny.
It'll be another blowout.
Yeah.
but I mean, it goes to show they're out of options. They're that desperate that they would go with AOC. And Bernie, he's like 86 right now.
Is he?
As their president and vice president candidates in 2028. I mean, they're just that desperate.
Right. No, that's not right. Terrible.
Yep.
Thank you, Hayden. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you much, Hake. Have a good weekend.
You as well. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. What a mess. These blind, phony intellectuals. I saw this chat. Come on, man. Or somebody said, promote the general welfare. That's what is in the Constitution, right? Hake knows nothing. Promote the general welfare doesn't mean you look out for the illegals or you look out for the life of the citizens. That's not what that means. Duh. That's a phrase that's abused so badly it's turned the country socialist, which is to say weak. and a bunch of blind intellectual suckers. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the words. Hung up on words. Like welfare. Don't say this word, kids, but stupid. Jeff in Louisiana is on the line here. Jeff, thank you for calling, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself today?
Doing fine, thank you.
Okay, I'm not nothing against what he said, but a couple calls ago, yes, I was talking about Trump not doing everything, about he needs to quit focusing on DEI stuff.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
he's just being black. He thinks that DEI is teaching history. Blind.
You want a quick way to get rid of DEI and make everybody turn against it?
What's that?
Make the NBA implement DEI.
Everybody would be against it at that point. Yeah, we need representation.
We're only 17% of the NBA.
17%. Wow. We
And
need to make it
people-
70%.
Well, the blacks are 70% right now.
Wow.
You make it split it 50-50.
Yeah.
Then what? Strategies change.
And we need like 3% Asian.
Yeah, you still Asian guy out there on 5 foot nothing.
And 1% illegal.
And I just.
That's funny,
But
man.
the thing is Trump can't. Okay, answer this question. Or think about this. Since Trump's been back in office, how many times has Congress voted on a bill that you've seen?
I don't know. I don't think that they've done anything, have they?
That's what I'm saying. They ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing executive orders.
I think,
Because
yeah, true.
Congress won't do nothing, so he's under executive orders to get us started.
That's an interesting point. You know, the only thing I've heard about Congress is them getting yelled at, congressmen and maybe some senators, I guess, getting yelled at by these phony voters at town hall meetings, both liberals and conservatives, or at least both Democrats and Republicans, or should I say Republicans?
Go back in your lifetime and look at what Trump's had done in his first 3 or 4 months and what any other president in your lifetime has done in his first 3 or 4 months. See how much he's accomplished because he's learned how to use his executive order.
Yeah.
Because he knows Congress doesn't vote on nothing. They drag it out. If
Right.
he says, okay, deport all illegals, they're going to send it to Congress and they're going to, make adjustments to the bill for 2 months. And then they finally vote on it.
Yeah, we don't need a bill to deport the illegals. We already have the law is in place already, and we can deport them. That's what they're supposed to do. Enforce. We've just been asking to enforce the law. Enforce the law justly. You know?
But he doesn't. He's not doing it a stupid way. The way he put the order out was to go after criminals first. They don't get down. So I mean, they're right about what he's doing because he's doing right. He just he's trying to word it right. And everything's about wording.
Yeah.
When it comes to it's just about wording.
Right.
Okay, man. Okay, that's all I have. But I'll give you a couple quick things. I talked to you and Chris today about how everything reported is not right. You don't know if it's true or not. But there were a couple of reports out that Karmelo Anthony was not supposed to be at that track meet. He skipped school to go to it.
Really? Who knows? Did Karmelo Anthony skip school to go to the track meet?
I find it known. I've seen a couple things posted online about it. I can find it normal when I searched.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
And another thing, I don't know if it'd be verifiable or not, but there's a one report that said he got suspended from his own school at one point for bringing knives to school.
I did hear that there was some other confrontation he had back in February, like a month or so prior to this incident in which he allegedly stabbed Austin Metcalf. And I don't know who that was, if that involved Austin or other people, not Austin at all, or what. But a guy like that who's gonna stab a person, seemingly unjustifiably, I think it's fair to say, is a guy who will get into other fights too, for sure.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's not. I know everybody calls, including myself. I call in a lot about it.
Right.
And it comes off. It's not about race. It's about right and wrong.
That's right. But it is somewhat about race in that the way that the blacks are acting, the way that this young man was acting, was all too common among the blacks. So for that reason, it is.
Well, yes, after the fact.
Indeed, after the fact, and in maybe his upbringing, because his upbringing, that's not a normal white upbringing. That's not a typical white upbringing.
Well, I mean, it goes at certain points you can say it's about race, but
yeah,
it's about culture. It's about upbringing.
Right. Yep.
It's about how you're raised.
That's true.
You can go back and say it's about race, but
yep,
at the end, it's about how you're raised and how you're taught.
Yeah, and they're not taught right nowadays.
It's not when they deliver a baby, you don't say, "Well, you're black, you got to raise your son to be a criminal."
Right. Yeah. Of course not.
It's just the way they raise them. I mean,
that's right. And I like criminals. Sometimes criminals can repent. They can just. I get that they can't help it. We all have issues that we cannot help or we just fall into. No judgment. I like murderers even, I think, at a distance. In jail, I like them in jail, but I still like them. Or whatever, even if they're not in jail. It's not a judgment, condemnation, hate thing. It's about just telling the plain truth, not hiding the truth about how they are. Shout out. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is how the justice system works. A black person stabs a white kid in the heart, and they're trying to say it's not murder.
Yeah.
But Charles Manson died in prison. He never murdered. He got people to murder for him.
Right. He had those women do it or something, right? Something like that?
Yeah. He had those 3 women, that one guy, whatever, or Sharon taking them.
Yeah.
He got charged with murder, but he didn't actually murder nobody. But somebody stabs somebody in the heart is not murder.
Yeah.
So they just get figured out. I mean, it's just screwed up. But anyway, I ain't gonna hold you up. I got more calls. Now let's go.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
You gotta hang up first.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care. Bye. That's he's being so considerate because usually he beats me so fast. I wasn't holding it against him. Thank you, sir. He mentioned, my caller just now, Jeff in Louisiana, mentioned Charles Manson. And I remember I went to this high school, right, in El Monte, California. Frank, this is from the LA Daily News. I have this in front of me. Let me see if I can or should put her there. And show you guys. And while I do it, maybe I can read it to y'all. Let me close that, so I'm less cluttered. Frank Girardot, or Girardot, whatever. El Monte teen. Don't ask me why I went like that. The first, see if this opens right. The first victim of the Manson family killing spree in August of 1969. This is when, like, my aunts and uncles were, like, in high school or something. Friday morning, August 8th, 1969, sun fully visible, 6:10 a.m., 7:50 a.m. Stephen Earl Parent, 18, leaves his parents' El Monte home. I guess this was when El Monte was maybe still mostly white, but the Hispanics were starting to take over. Some Asians were starting to trickle in. Block. A recent graduate of Arroyo High School. Arroyo. This man, parent, Stephen Earl, worked 2 jobs based. Planned on attending Citrus College. I went to Citrus College a little bit. A couple of things. It's fun. Right next door to APU. His co-workers say he's clean-cut, intelligent, good worker. Blah, 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 blah. Gets off work, driving his AM, blah, blah, blah. Heads up to Beverly Sunset, something, Crescent Moonlight, 11:45 p.m. Something. Gonna sell something to a 19-year-old friend. And he's declining to buy a radio. In the dark, he's walking back. He starts to his car and heading toward the gate. He rolls down the window to use a push-button gate opener. A figure approaches. Halt, a man calls out. Man's got a buck knife in one hand and a .22 in the other, .22 caliber gun. That's the #1 murder weapon at one point it was, anyway. Little thing. Ooh. And one of my friends, one of my goalies, was shot with a .22 in the stomach. Ooh. He survived. He pleads with the man, please don't hurt me, I won't tell anyone. He slashes at parent with a knife, slicing the teen's wrist. Then he opens fire with the revolver. Shots strike the El Monte teen in the head and chest. He died. Wow, what a mess, huh? Crazy. The first victim in a 2-night killing frenzy led by Charles Manson, apparently, convictedly, I guess, reportedly. Carried out, and this is according to the LA, Los Angeles Daily News from 2017. Little report from history from decades earlier. Carried out by members of his LSD-crazed, quote-unquote, family. LSD being, that's acid? Something like that. Within minutes, his murderer, Charles Tex Watson, and 3 women enter the main house at Cielo Drive and kill actress Sharon Tate. Coffee heiress to Abigail Folger. And Folger, I know it's Folger, not Folger, because coffee. Folger's coffee, right? Not to be confused with Punchy's coffee, which is way better, at least nowadays. Film producer Wojciech Frykowski and hairdresser Jay Sebring. Wow. In hopes of inciting a race war that Manson called Helter Skelter, the killers struck the next night at Los Feliz, home of some people. The young man's body, recent graduate of Arroyo High School, was discovered about 24 hours after he left his parents' El Monte home for work. Terrible, huh? So this stuff happened around me, but long before I was around. And by the time I came around, it was mostly like Hispanic gang members doing killing and not that much killing, but some killing. It was considered like kind of dangerous, but it got better. And now I think it's getting worse again. Thanks a lot, Obama types, voters. What a mess. So Frank Girardot is the guy who wrote that. He's not the victim. Parent is the guy. The first victim of the Manson killing that happened right around by an Arroyo. I'm a Arroyo High School graduate. What a mess. Doxed. So FYI, just kind of interesting to me. Anyway, 1-888-775-3773. I will get back to your calls. Hang tight, callers. There is one line open. We're at the bottom of the hour. The Fallen State is coming up next, guys, and it's that Lauren Witsky. Pardon me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, but I didn't know that she's younger than me. She's like my baby sister. Shout out. Except she's a sensible, mostly I think, young lady, it sounds like. Has repented from the drugs, if you will. Well, the drugs were not the sin, but right on. Very cool. So catch that. No Joel Friday. American Anchor Baby is going to happen after that. So, James texts Hake. What a mess. Okay, I have, before I get back to the calls and your super chats, I have more to show you from the news. Close that. I'm a bit of a boomer here. Yeah, so to me, I scoff at the notion that this Canadian guy thinks he has friends. The biggest thing in Canada is we have friends all over the world. How many friends does America have right now? Now that is a deluded person. That's Canadian farmer Peter Hamilton commenting on our greatest president, Donald J. Trump's calls for annexing Canada. Hamilton is Canadian farmer. A shout out. That's a cool. Said he believes the upcoming national election is a key step for the country to reassert its independence. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't buy that for a second. Let me see. Like our Canadian caller said, they have 4 bad choices, including that Pierre Poilievre, or however you pronounce that name. I can't remember. The thing about French is I cannot comprehend how to repeat what they say unless I really listen closely and hear it very simply and maybe multiple times. Shout out to the French. Shout out. But you don't have friends. Nobody, as I said earlier, nobody respects Canada. Canada's just, it's just a go along to get along country. Even Canadians don't respect or love Canada. Trump calling for them to annex Canada is getting these people to buy Canadian. These dumb, silly, shout out, women, buy Canadian. It's Donald Trump. It says this woman who buys flowers or something all the time, or sometimes every year, trying to send a message to President Trump. All of a sudden, they want to act like they're patriotic, but their patriotism is motivated by hate. He's a bully. We're supposed to be allies. I thought we were on a friendship level. Well, sometimes friends got to draw the line, like Trump is doing, and be like, you've been taking advantage of us. And sometimes you find out that friends have been fiends, and Canada's proven themselves to be fiends. You see how I thought Canadians were supposed to be polite. Did you see how the Canadians acted, some of them, at the hockey game? No class. I had a Canadian friend or acquaintance who literally cheered for America because of how those Canadians were acting, the disrespect. I didn't see how the Canadians acted, but they booed the national anthem, the U.S. national anthem, and were a mess. And I wasn't mad that they won because Canadians are supposed to win in hockey, ice hockey, because there's a whole lot of ice up there. And maybe there's, I don't know, more, I wanted to say there's more whites in Canada, but I don't know if that's true. But, it's more hospitable to and convenient to learn hockey. per capita in Canada. Canada does not have friends, though. Trump is being a friend to you. Canada hasn't any friends. There's nothing classy about hockey, Hake. Hake is a hoser. Is hoser bad? I heard it on a Christian song, so I'm going to assume that it's not bad. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's that news item. I just wanted to reiterate that a little bit. Okay, you don't have friends all over the world. How many friends does America have right now? The Italian mafia people say, I don't need you to love me. I need you to respect me. And America is getting respect and reaction right now. Oh, this is funny to me a little bit. Don't harass this tired young mother. Okay? This is funny to me. This is the Hake report, and it's a little loosey-goosey. I saw this on the internet. I have my Substack, thehakereport.substack.com. And this gal is a, mildly attractive. Oh no, what did I just do? Forgive Yo Mama says, women have no business playing sports. I agree with you, Forgive Yo Mama. I'm with you 100%. Yeah. Women's sports. And sometimes I say that, but I will talk out of both sides of my mouth on that issue. I will. Shamelessly as well. Because sometimes it's kind of fun, but it should be just, I don't know. I guess I'm just a liberal who is okay with a little bit of women's sports, but I guess I'm somewhat of a male feminist. But these women playing sports, it's not attractive, and it's not ladylike, and it's a false pursuit. Some of these females playing sports, I've mentioned this before. Let me go back to the thing since I'm talking about it. Forgive Yo Mama. Also a moderator, I think, looks like, on my Rumble. Some of these women playing their sports, they get subsidized for having the babies and then coming back to the sport. They get, paid time off for having a baby. You should just be having a baby and focus on that. What a mess. Terrible. Life. So complicated. Could be so simple. But anyway, this pink elephant person, black, reflections on race, resistance, and raising a black child in a place that was never built for justice. You know what you're talking about. I think she's talking about either America or Canada or wherever she's from. A black, capital B with a black, and it's supposed to be lowercase b and lowercase w for black and white, because it's not a proper pronoun. I'm an organizational psychologist, 3-time author, forthcoming book, Rise and Resist. And I mentioned the book because it's such a corny title. That's the only reason. So I can't help promoting the corniness. Cute gal with this bleached hair and a nice smile, but inside, full of hell. She writes, lately I've been holding my child. She's a mother, right? Holding the weight of this political movement. I've been always saying these women don't need not worry their pretty little heads. I think that's a little bit garish. She's pretty, but she has a bit much on the makeup side. Even though it is somewhat tastefully done, it's a little bit too airbrushed, perfect, maybe too much foundation or something. Ugh. Ease up, gal. You look like a little bit of a clown because of overdoing it. And plus the hair's not helping. But I like she's pretty and everything, but she's misguided. Look at this. Watch. Holding the exhaustion that comes with doing equity work in spaces that often resist it. Lay down your weapons. You don't have to be doing this. Here's the rest of it. My first piece on Substack is personal. It's called I'm Tired, but I'm Still Here. See? It's like I was telling you yesterday with my friend saying something about another friend of mine who's always working and never has time for anything and always talking about how he's always working and doesn't have time. He likes it. He likes that misery. She likes that misery. It's a, what is it? Tortured persecution complex? You're bringing something on yourself. You're pursuing something you don't even need to be pursuing. I wrote it for those of us who are showing up for justice, for our families, for ourselves, even when we're running on fumes. And, oh yeah, so she's like, check out my new post for the moms, the DEI practitioners. Look at the cute little baby. For those, black baby, by the way, holding us, building futures in a world trying to erase us. I see you. The drama, right? The melodrama. My first post is for us. Heart. I'm tired, but I'm still here. So watch. This woman says, oh, you know what? Okay, so this woman says she reposts, she restacked. It's kind of like Twitter retweeting or X reposting. She restacked on Substack. This woman, Alexis Dove, who wrote it, another black gal, I think, another mildly attractive black gal. I'm not interested in them like that, but okay. Just acknowledging their prettiness. It's still, it is really an act of resistance to not hate. You split your infinitive there, young lady. Not to hate life in spite of the circumstances around you. An act of resistance to, resistance is a communist buzzword. To see the beauty always is to spite the oppressor's plans for you. She thinks she has oppressors. Okay, and then this other woman, all these women getting together, talking, yapping. And so, for blipping hard, man. Agreed, but so worth it in the long run, says Alexis, who wrote that. Shout out. Angel said, to love and commit yourself to loving is truly a revolutionary act, they're claiming. They're turning Christianity communist. That's the whole, why the OG original gangster story, or old gentleman story of Jesus is appealing to people. You mean a dude loved people even when they turned their back on him? Their back on him? We don't have to live in a world that preaches kill or be killed? Heart eyes emoji. Exactly, says, writes Alexis Dove. Isn't that sweet? What a mess. But they're not loving because they're talking about oppressor. That's a hate word. Right? I think. That's a misguided, fake, preachery, women getting together, imitation of the kingdom of God and Jesus. You know what I mean? I just wanted to point out the self-importance of misguided young ladies, sometimes not that young, and they're teaching their kids. Look, she's holding the baby. You know that baby's going to be misguided by this not so beautiful on the inside soul. Terrible. But don't harass, obviously, never. Unless you're Brandon M., then you're allowed. So relatable, right? Okay, Tony in California, beautiful California. How you doing? Thank you for holding. What's up?
Hey, Hake, how the heck are you?
I'm doing fine, but I got to put you on hold because your phone is so bad.
Man, come on, man.
Okay, Derek's gonna check on you. Maybe you hang up and call back. It's terrible. You sound like you're underwater. And I don't know if it's on our end or yours, but sorry about that, Tony. Some people call him Toby. This isn't news, Hake, says Thor Mode 9. I know, but I like to cover that stuff because I'm interested in it. I'm interested in how... Take you or me, for instance. You or I might get caught up in some issue and worry our handsome big heads and turn out like this woman. You know what I mean? Turn out like this woman. Being a woman. And then it's affecting your kids, and you're teaching it to your kids, teaching that hate and victimhood in your kids. Okay, so that's why I covered it, man. Let's see if Toby is out from under the water. Tony in California, are you there now?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
Much better. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful.
Nice.
My question to you is...
It is wonderful, isn't it? Isn't the white man's technology wonderful? Alexander,
well, I don't know about...
Shout out to Alexander Graham Bell.
Yeah, after he stole all the patterns from the black folks.
Indeed.
But my question to you is this. How do you feel about the line, the stealing, and the hatred that your President Trump is producing in this great country that we all built?
Trump is not producing that. He's bringing it out of you guys, but he's just being himself.
No, he being himself, a liar, a thief, a cheater. Come on now.
No, that's
this
not
is
true.
This is what y'all want.
Your phone is awful again, man. I don't know what keeps on happening.
Come on now.
I'm going to put you on hold one more time. I'm going to put you on hold one more time, and maybe it's best you hang up and call back, Tony. Hang up and just call right back, and that may fix it, or else maybe it'll fix. But it started out fine, and it went kind of bad again. Let me double check for any super chats that I wanted to get to. I do try to get to all of them, you know. So you get where I'm coming from there. Why are we listening to this? You get where I'm coming from there, Thor mode. I guess I'll, if it's good, we'll try it. Let me see. I suppose I should start to get kind of ready for it all. This thing. Why the hate? It's kind of like these black females who are a mess, accusing others of being hateful when it's them. You know what I mean? So, Tony, you're back, I think.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm back. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, Trump said that the eggs was 87% down. Gas was down. I traveled this country doing my businesses, and I haven't seen gas prices drop yet. If anything, they went up. Egg prices are up. Grocery prices are up. Electricity is going up. So what country is Trump in?
He's in America, and he's making America great again. It's so awesome.
Okay. Again, when was the first time?
Before you people came along. Before your type of mindset became the norm, where you're smearing the people who are on the side of right, doing right, and you're propping up the type of people who are doing wrong, acting like they're such good things. People.
Ask Elon Musk is he doing right? Because he done lost so many billions of dollars. He about to be sitting next to you in a minute.
He is sacrificing himself and his businesses for the good of the country, and I bet you his businesses are not entirely going to be sacrificed. I think they will do well in the long run.
People are putting bumper stickers on their car, speaking to the American people that they made a heck of a mistake by dealing with Elon Musk.
Yeah, I've seen Tesla. I saw a Tesla with a no Elon sticker, and I chuckled because I wonder if Elon made that sticker himself and is making money off of those stickers being sold to suckers who hate Elon.
No.
Yeah, because how hateful these people are towards Elon, and all he's doing is helping the country get rid of
It was
waste
a black
and
man that
fraud.
came up with them stickers, bro. It was a black man that came up with them stickers.
I'm not surprised. A hateful black so-called man.
So now, so when I say black, now he hateful. But
well,
when you say that,
no,
it was great.
Well, it was great when it was great when it was maybe Elon Musk, but I did admit that he was taking advantage of hate-filled people.
See how racial you still is? I thought you
Racist?
grew up by now, but I see you still the same.
It's just the truth, brother.
Hank, you don't know the truth if it smacked you in the face, bro.
Yes, I would. I would still know the truth.
That don't reside.
The truth smacks me every day.
In the Peterson organization, truth do not reside in the Peterson organization.
Of course it does.
No, it don't.
Uh-huh. And you saying that proves that it does, because you're always a liar.
I'm gonna show America what y'all truly is, but once again, they choose to believe a lie.
Nice.
So long they continue to choose to
the
believe
Hake
a lie.
Report is rocking the truth from the heart of L.A.
Man,
with a mic.
Come on, bro.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
I am.
And the mic was made by who?
The mic was
black
made.
man.
No, it was made by Alexander Graham Bell.
Yeah, right. You keep on telling that lie.
It's the truth, brother.
Yeah, okay. Well, look at how many patterns he stole. He stole. Those white people do. They steal shit.
Whoa, whoa. What's wrong with you? This is the first I've ever heard you cuss on the Hake Report.
I know, but I had to keep it real.
That's not real. That's keeping it real ghetto.
Well, Trump can do it. I can do it, okay?
Trump can do it on his platform. He never has cussed on the Hake Report that I can recall.
He's never been on the Hake Report. That's why. you ain't that high and mighty yet.
Well, yet. I like your vote of confidence.
By the time you get Jesse's age, you'll be there.
Thank you.
but the thing is, Hank, I mean, can you just keep it real and tell the truth about what Americans going through? We are about to go into a depression. Don't you know Walmart, Target, Amazon, all of them got together with Trump and said, if you don't cut this mess up, we moving? You didn't tell that part, did you?
No, but because it's not my responsibility to tell that part.
What do you mean your responsibility? You tell everything else?
I don't tell everything else. I say what's on. I only say stuff that's on CNN.
Oh, now you're dealing with CNN.
I've always been dealing with CNN. I've never been Fox News. That's your bias.
No,
that's your racism. You think every white person. You think every white person is on Fox News. I'm not. I'm a CNN guy.
Jesse reporting Fox News.
Of course, but I know, but I only report CNN.
He used to be on it till they got tired of his lies.
He never lies.
Come on, man, keep it real, man. I know that's your boss.
For real. Look at the obvious globe, by the way. We're looking.
You got to be a slave to Jesse.
A slave of Christ.
Man, if you don't cut that mess out, if I take my hat off to Jesse because he know what he's doing. He got a hell of an organization.
Because he's following in the footsteps of Christ, return to the Father and pointing the way for others.
Y'all don't know what Christ is because y'all never gave to the homeless. Y'all never helped the homeless. Y'all never went out and fed the homeless. So why are you coming? When?
Every day.
It's a lie.
Uh-huh. Feeding them with spiritual food.
Yeah, I know. The lie of the devil. That's what y'all is. John 4:4. That's who y'all father is. The devil.
That's funny. Look at the beautiful sun. Man,
hey, you can't go out there and stand in it. That's a shame.
I can stand a little bit more because have you noticed I got a little bit tanner? I got a little bit more bronze. Hey, Tony, I got to run.
Man,
the Fallen State's coming up next. All right, take care.
Okay, take care, bro. Later.
All right, bye. He's funny. He's amusing, right? This has been the Hake Report. Let's hear Rockin' the Truth with the Hake Report. Let's see how loud this is. I'm going to have to cut it short, actually. Gotta go, guys. Bye. The Fallen State.
From the heart of L.A. with the mic in his hand. Dropping real talk that the world can't stand. He's cool, he's sharp, and he don't fake. You know who it is, it's your boy Hake. News and truth with a righteous spark. He's shining that light when the world's gone dark. Punching in.